your friendly neighborhood cantina maven, scoundrel scheduler, chaos coordinator, Wookiee wrangler, you name it, I do it. No Raylos, no droids of bounty hunters, no Adam Driver fans, especially after today. So, of course, there are people out there who want to disagree and say, it's not true, the lady's lying. Fine. Fine. She's lying. Is she? Are we sure? Are we absolutely convinced that Lydia, hey Dave, that Lydia, God, what, I can't even remember her last name. This lady's lying. Don't, now, granted, the burden of proof is on her, but I wouldn't be surprised if she's not lying, if she's telling the truth. Simple reason, I said this before today, earlier live, is because Driver is a very serious guy with, I think, some serious problems. It's very interesting seeing this kind of shake out because there's a group amongst us in the fandom who immediately go to hoax mode. But this lady's 76 years old. She has absolutely no reason to lie. We're talking about an adult, senior human being. So, and I think when I think about the people who are saying that she could be lying, they're millennials. They're angry. They're looking for an angle. And okay, and of course, the Raylos, of course, will be saying that she's lying too. And like Adam Driver could shoot somebody dead in the street on Fifth Avenue in New York, and the Raylos would still kiss his ass. It is what it is. As far as his relationship with Kennedy, I honestly think he was hired by JJ. JJ did chase him. JJ wanted him bad. Now, granted, it helped that he had been in Lincoln with Spielberg's movie Lincoln. Yeah, looks like it for me, to me. Guy has a reputation for being really overly intense. He also has said he has anxiety issues, and that could kind of roll into he didn't want people looking at him. He's actors are really strange people. A lot of them are. So I got that. My hair person today was laughing, and she goes, "How do you get to?" Because her husband was a Marine. Is a Marine. Once they join the Corps and they leave it honorably, they never stop being Marines. How does he get from being a Marine to an actor? And really, how does he go from that to the Marine Corps to Juilliard? And that's the thing. I think that's the thing that bothers me the most is this guy. I really think he takes himself too seriously. And, I say he didn't really learn anything from Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, and Carrie Fisher. He didn't learn anything from Liam Neeson and other big name stars that he was in a movie with. Daniel Day-Lewis. The reason why those guys made it so big is because they know they're human. All right. And Driver, he is just kind of a strange dude. But yeah, there are people who aren't necessarily saying he didn't do it, but they don't want to say if he's innocent, if he's guilty. My thing is, I want to investigate. I think it should be investigated. If he did do something like assaulted the lady with the chair, a 76-year-old woman, Adam Driver's not small. He's not a little dude. that's something that definitely needs to be looked at. But and I think that the Portuguese authorities and the studio should look. I really think they should into it. You know that. Now let's go to Sengupta. We were talking yesterday, and one of the guys was saying that he had been talking to Doomcock, and they're thinking that this Sengupta is going to be Kennedy's replacement. And there are people saying no. I know Memorandum did, and some other people did. Oh, I know. You know, sometimes those fans do need to calm down and slow their roll. All right, I'm saying that right now. My problem with this is that it's an older woman. Driver is not a big enough name to be behaving like that. If he was, there you go. But anyway, so some people are saying that no, she's not replacing Kennedy, but I don't know her whole resume. None of us do. We don't know what all she did at Netflix, what all she did at Viacom. And I'd like to know more about her. There isn't a lot out there. And I think that kind of plays into Disney's hand here. They have someone that the fans don't know anything about. And I think that's what they were looking for. They don't want someone that has a name that people can scream no or yay about. So we'll see. It looks like she's only ever really ever dealt with the management side, which is the money, organizing the production and everything. As far as like the creative stuff, I look at what her job description is, and no, 360, listen to me, okay? Just stop with the knee jerk. I look at what the job description they need her for. She'll have nothing to do with the creative side, nothing. It's all basically logistics, organizing the budgets, things like that. Things that Kathleen Kennedy, for better or for worse, frickin' sucked at. Okay, she's going to be doing. And it looks to me that if she is taking over presidency of Lucasfilm, they're going to need someone to do the creative stuff. They could be the creative vice president, director, whatever they'll call it. And I see if he's not actually slipping into president of Lucasfilm, I see Jon Favreau being the creative head. Now, that's all well and good. He'd be good at it. They need somebody like that. They need a fan there. I'd much rather have him lead the whole thing. Because I think it would send a message down to the peons that no shit as they've known it is ended. However, Sengupta might be that person too. I don't know. Try to look past the fact that it's a minority female. They've never had an Asian Indian woman that I've seen. This is not a Kennedy hire. You know, I can name the fandom menacers shitting themselves right now over this, and I'm like, slow your roll. All right. I'd actually love to see a woman take over for Kennedy. Somebody like me. Maybe she's like me. We don't know. Hey, John42, thanks for the message today, by the way. We don't know what this Sengupta is like because we don't know anything about her. Okay? We know that Michelle Redjwan came from J.J. Abrams and Bad Robot. You know, but this woman has done, it looks like mostly streaming, especially with Netflix. And she doesn't have, hey, Riff, how you doing? She doesn't have any, she doesn't have really any creative credits. I mean, if you know what I mean. It's not like, you know, when you think about Kennedy, her resume is as long as my arm. But then you look at who she worked with, it's like, now I get it now. I get it now. All right. This woman was poached from Viacom by Netflix. Now she's been poached from Netflix to Disney. Okay. So is she president material? I don't know. But does it look like there's something strange going on there? Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, this is a personnel decision. This is a big one too, because it has everything to do with streaming. And that's where Star Wars is going to be. You know, there's a lot of movement going on. And we were told, I'm going to say it was Midnight's Edge, and maybe Walt Disney World Pro, that there are more big announcements coming. This is a big announcement. This is a big announcement that slid under the radar till this week. Okay. And I think they meant it that way. It was very quietly on Thursday that it was announced. I didn't see it. Doomcock didn't see it. No one saw it. Okay, no one. You know, now we've got people, you know, trying to naysay, but again, you've got to be objective about things like this. You can't just go knee-jerk reaction. I didn't really follow knee-jerk reaction when Rejwan was named because I thought she's not a Kennedy person. She's a JJ person. And everything that I've heard is that JJ and Kennedy hate each other's guts. Okay, you can go to the bank with that, right? They don't like each other, not even a little bit. So I don't know what it means, but I tell people, keep your eyes open, keep your ears to the ground, keep your eyes open, and, you know, let's see what happens, because there's a lot of movement, and this is just something that slipped past us, and, it, you know, for all we know, we could wake up on Friday morning and you know, about, let's say, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock Eastern, it's announced that Kennedy stepped down and Jon Favreau is now president of Lucasfilm, or this lady is, and he is taking over as creative director. I mean, they have to make changes. They can't keep going the way they are. I mean, after the abject failure of Kennedy's latest project, the High Republic, the Stoned Republic, the, you know, Baked Republic, there's something has to give. I mean, nothing these people have touched, nothing has worked. Oh, hey guys, hey Trayla. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. But I don't know. I mean, they have to do something. I mean, it was really funny. My hairdresser, her husband is a former Marine, and he's really big into like geeky stuff like we are. And he was kind of asking about the High Republic, and Lauren said, "Look, I'll talk to Steph about this." And I said, if you can find the pictures that I showed her that Leox Gaishi, or whatever the fuck his name is, he's gonna laugh. He's not gonna want to read it. I mean, it's just bad. I mean, it's, you know, when, you know, it reached the New York Times bestseller list. I'm like, that was an editorial decision. It doesn't mean it was a bestseller. Now, they use the word bestseller because they're depending on you and me to be dumb and think, oh my God, it sold so many copies. Didn't sell any copies. And they know it. I mean, the reason why the authors are so upset was that they know it's a failure. I mean, oh, and today was the High Republic show today with Christina the Nazi, Ariel, Justina the Nazi, Ireland, Justina the Nazi, Ireland, and whatever. So if you want to go to StarWars.com and be told because you're a white man or a woman that you're racist, sexist, homophobe, please, by all means, go there. It's just ridiculous. I mean, they honestly don't know what the fuck they're doing. They really, I mean, they had a quiz today. Famous Star Wars couples. You had to look at a scrambled picture and figure out. First one was obvious, Han and Leia. Then there were a couple other ones, but they also added Afra and some chick. Ugh, God, it's a kid's book. Then why do you have dykes on there? And of course, I looked around and I saw, yeah, the Istafo Republic. Yep, ref. Then they had Ben and Ray as a couple. It's like, in what fucking universe were they ever a couple? Even the novelist said that was a kiss of gratitude. They were never a fucking couple. But here you've got StarWars.com pandering to people who aren't Star Wars fans, who don't buy the goddamn merchandise. It's absolutely breathtaking. It's stunning to me that they would do this. But who runs the website? Probably someone in their, mid-30s, millennial, doesn't know anything about Star Wars. Probably thought, I can get more people to, this will make the Raylos happy, because last year there weren't any Raylos anything for Valentine's Day. They weren't even mentioned. So this year they mention them. And like, what is that gonna do? That's not gonna push any merchandise. There's no merchandise to push because no one wants it. So fucking quit it. I mean, oh God. It really is time for the adults in the room to like go, okay, that's enough. We're done. This is bullshit. We're done. Because I'm sorry, I can't. I'm like, I can't. I don't understand it. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. There you go. I mean, I really don't. Like I said, I don't get it. But anyway, so and she and I talked a little bit about what's going on, and her husband had told her, yeah, they're going to make the sequel trilogy disappear, and I told her, I said, well, it's going into its own universe. Okay, but the only thing I don't like about this, as long as Kennedy's cretins are given any kind of a budget to put their shit out there, we're going to have this competing bullshit. And I don't think it's good for the company culture. I don't think it's good for the franchise to have two different visions. One or the other, but you can't have both. Okay? It is beyond my comprehension that it is allowed to happen. I don't have any fucks to give what Kathleen Kennedy thinks. That's the one thing about being a CEO of a company, is that she works for you. So why are you kissing her bony ass? Oh, they own the word flying monkey. The shit they pulled on Adam Driver and his wife and his kid. The shit they pulled on Daisy. The fact that they went after us anytime we mocked them. And what's really weird is there are women at my age that are doing this shit. It's so creepy and gross. And they're throwing themselves at a creepy, ugly guy with a diva complex. I mean, again, I have heard he has anxiety disorder. I have heard that he's uncomfortable seeing himself, on screen. And I'm like, that's not an excuse. You do not treat people like that. Humphrey Bogart wouldn't treat anybody. I mean, I give you a list of actors that are easy to work with, that don't necessarily like seeing themselves on the screen. I remember in an audience with Gerard Butler at one of his movies, and it was a movie that he'd been cast in. A lot of people think he was miscast. he did the best he could with what he had, and I'm giving him a break here. But I personally I don't like him. But he was nice to us at the time. I've since learned that he's kind of a dick. But and I don't like the way he treats women. He's a mama's boy. Holy shit, is he a mama's boy? And I hate that. Oh my god, I hate that. Oh, dude, mama's boys, you can't go away, go away. Especially when you're almost 50 years old, and you're still, you can't get married because ultimately the people find out that it's mommy dearest. But it's really fascinating. It was really fascinating checking his reaction to what the crowd was doing. And the crowd is mostly his fans loving it. General audience didn't really like it that much, again, because he was miscast. I, in retrospect, think they should have cast somebody else. He had all the physical tools, but the one part that part really needed, he couldn't do it. He's got a voice for a rock singer, a very weak voice for a rock singer, but still, definitely not what the part needed. And it was really interesting to me how nervous he was. And it's like, yeah, well, when I was leaving, and this was 2004, so, I walk up to the thing to get my ticket to go in because they had our tickets waiting for us. And I walk up to the security guy, and I said something to him, and he goes, "Oh, are you a model?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not a model." But I was in the best shape of my life at the time. And as we're leaving, I was talking to one of the girls, and we're walking up, and there's a guy leaning up against the wall at the theaters. You walk up the aisle, and you got to go like that. There's a guy straight in front of me. He's leaning up against the wall, watching people leave. And we made eye contact, and I'm like, oh my God, it's Josh. Oh God, what's the singer, Josh? I can't remember his last name. And it didn't occur to me to think that. And then when I walked into the bathroom, I'm standing there fixing my makeup, and I look at Minnie Driver standing next to me. She's tall. Holy shit, is she tall? Her hip comes up to my head, and I'm 5'6". I'm looking at her going, and she looked beautiful that night. She was wearing this, had her hair pulled back, this beautiful purple dress on. Josh Groban. I was standing there, and it was like, and it didn't occur to me it was him until after we got outside. We were standing around talking. And I didn't meet the producer, but he was standing right next to us. The director said hi and asked us how we liked the movie. And Butler said, asked us how we liked it. We said we liked it. Because it's not a bad movie. He was just so miscast. That's as bad a casting job as casting Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo. It was that bad. It was that bad. Jerry is, I guess, a pretty successful actor. Yeah, I am referring to Phantom. He, he did the job he had to do and worked with what he had. And it's not a bad movie. I tell people if you want to see it, see it. Don't expect much from him. But still, it was a good movie. Emmy Rossum can sing her goddamn heart out. And Minnie was great. The guys playing the theater owners were hilarious. It was not a bad movie. It was the only time I've ever actually been to a film premiere. And it was at the Ziegfeld in New York City. But I'll tell you something. It's not that big of a deal, which is why I tell people, if you want to meet an actor, if you want to meet someone like that, like Mel Gibson, Harrison Ford for me, don't go to the premiere. In fact, I would rather be at an historical society banquet or dinner or a meeting with the group and meet Harrison Ford that way. That's actually one of his most cherished things that he does is he donates time and money to historical aircraft presentation to save historical aircraft. One of the stories I thought was really funny about him was in the wintertime, he flies across country and visits Wichita, Kansas. Now, Wichita, Kansas, for all of you who don't know this, they restore bombers. In fact, they restored 2 B-29s there, and he was there to see the work they were doing. And people are out to breakfast at a diner, and look, and Harrison Ford's sitting there with a few other people, and he kind of turns around and somebody got a picture and he has a big grin on his face. It's like, oh my God. But that's where you want to meet them. That's where you want to meet these guys. But anyway, look, I gotta go. So you guys have a good day, evening. I gotta go, and we'll talk to you. I'll talk to y'all later. Sorry these were so short today, but hubby's home. I just heard the car pull up. So anyway, talk to y'all later, and see you around the galaxy. Behave yourselves, and anytime someone says something that no, blah blah blah, and it's someone who's had a negative attitude about what's been going on and can't wrap their minds around net versus gross, and the fact that money rules the world, just think what angle are they trying to play. Anyway, this is Steph sending out. See you around the galaxy.